Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 145. Tonight we're reviewing Beauty and the Beast.
Whoa.
It's gonna sound exactly like that when we do the trailer.
No, it's not.
First things first, quick shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $20 off your first month.
So, Beauty and the Beast, which I watched once a week for my entire childhood, more than once a week. I mean, I watched Beauty and the Beast over and over and over and over again. It just had such good music.
Well, yes.
Belle was totally like, I am the master of my own story.
Yep. I actually liked this movie.
I liked parts of it.
I think I liked it more than you did. I thought that they handled tone really well.
Well, I mean, Bill Condon directed it. He did Dreamgirls. He knows how to make a musical.
Yeah, wait.
What?
I forgot about the real opening.
Yeah, you forgot about the real opening that was fabulous?
Fabulous.
I was obsessed, wanted the whole movie to be about this.
Right?
So, the cool thing that they did was you actually got to see, a scene with the Beast before he's the Beast. So you kind of get a sense of his personality or whatever. It starts and he is being, Black Swan makeup is being put on his face. And I was like, what's this?
At first you're like, who's this?
At first you're like, who's this? What's going on?
Who's this blue eyeshadow going on
Who's this fabulous drag queen? What's going on? What's happening? Oh, it's Dan Stevens? What? It's basically like a masquerade mask. But instead of a mask, it's makeup.
And then Audra McDonald shows up.
Audra McDonald shows up singing opera.
Doing, the most.
She
was at 11. It was like, whoa, Audra McDonald, you are chewing all of this castle.
She was, even when she was the wardrobe, she was chewing up all of it. She was like, munch, munch, munch. I loved it.
I didn't love her so much as the wardrobe.
I didn't love it at all because it was real creepy.
Yeah, it was real weird.
It looked very upsetting. I did not care for it at all.
Mm-mm.
But even as the wardrobe, it was like, you are doing so much. Dan Stevens really got it.
Yeah.
In that scene.
Yeah.
Just sort of real cheesy and winky winky at the camera.
Since we're talking about him, disappointment.
Once again, when the Beast turns around,
oh, no.
It was better.
Was it?
It was better.
He looked like Tarzan.
It wasn't good. It was better.
He
didn't look dead. He didn't look like a weird...
Sure.
His eyes, the cartoon is very weird. When he turns into a human, you really wanted her to be like, yes.
I liked you as a person. I liked your soul.
I liked your soul, but now this.
Yeah.
And he is hot, because you should see The Guest. I'm telling you, you need to see The Guest.
Okay.
I think you would like it. It's scary, but not too scary. He's hot, with the right hair.
Hair was the problem.
I must preface this with the right hair.
Why did he have to have,
Tarzan? Well, it was okay, we're skipping right to the end, but then, so he's gotten
Spoiler alert.
Real long, spoiler alert, he turns into a human and they get together, and they're kissing, and you really couldn't tell who was who. Their hair was the same.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of sandy, dirty blonde mashed together. I honestly felt more love from the cartoon. More
Sure.
the Beast won me over more in the cartoon.
Oh, see, I disagree. I thought they did a really great job.
They did a good job of making him smart and into books with her and all.
Yeah.
That. I thought they did a lot more to it, but I thought the voice of the Beast in the cartoon just gave me so much more emotion.
Belle, it's me.
Oh, I liked the voice in this. Was that his voice? No.
See, it's weird. The first half, he really sounds like an old man.
That's the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard.
I was like, oh, that's Ian McKellen.
That's exactly what I thought!
Now, Lumia, as head of the household...
That's exactly what I thought. And then at a certain point, once he wasn't mean anymore, he started to sound more like Dan Stevens.
Yeah.
It was weird. His accent was very weird.
Yeah.
Can we talk about some other accents?
Yeah.
Namely, Lumiere's accent, played by Ewan McGregor.
Why?
Oh my god, it was so terrible.
Why did they pick him?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you are very strong. This is a great quality.
Get Jean Dujardin or something.
Sure.
I mean, come
Ooh.
on. Hey, right?
Oh, and then he would have been like this sexy, and then him with little feet. Well, it wasn't Fifi, but it should have been. Why did they change her name from Fifi?
Can we talk about this? So, I mean, we're really going. So the feather duster is not named Fifi, but named
Plumette.
Plumette.
Because of feathers.
I get it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we were past this, like, chipette, like, everything that's a girl is an et. Just seems like, come on.
Also,
and, like, fine, whatever, but really her name is Plumette.
Also, why did they change it from Fifi?
We're going to pick someone who's Scottish to do a really, really harsh French accent, but it sounds terrible and sounds nothing like it. So I read about it. Ewan McGregor was like, oh, the hardest part was doing the accent, clearly. And it was weird because his wife is French.
Oh.
And it was so bad that he recorded everything again after the fact in ADR. And I was like, oh, it all makes sense. That's why he didn't seem like he was in the movie with everyone. Because I kept being like, what? You don't seem like you're... It was like, I've got a weird sense from him the whole... Didn't you feel like weird, disconnected from him the whole time?
Yes, but I thought that was because of the weird, creepy CG.
Well, I mean, sure. But, like, it was so bad, he was like, I sounded Mexican, not French. I want to hear those outtakes, I really do.
Well, and what's a bummer about that is that, like, those are the roles, like, Lumiere is Sebastian.
Yes. I mean, yes.
And, like, thank God for Emma Thompson, because otherwise...
Oh, my God. Always thank God for Emma Thompson.
Always. But, like, because everyone else also was kind of...
Ian McKellen was there.
He was too quiet.
Well, of course he can talk. It's all he ever does.
I feel like Cogsworth in the animated version has a lot more personality and, like, lines.
Yeah.
And in this, he was just kind of like, oh, no, you're going to blame me.
I just really didn't feel like they were interacting with each other.
Well, like, because we just watched the animated one recently.
It holds up.
Absolutely.
It is so good.
Oh, wait, and you said it, though, in our feud review. You were like, that should have been the gay relationship, is Cogsworth and Lumiere.
Yeah, Cogsworth is clearly in love with Lumiere. Guys, news flash.
Serve him tea, sit in the master's chair, pet that pooch.
I was trying to be hospitable.
I did not get that vibe in this.
No, because he wasn't, maybe like Ian McKellen didn't want to play up that sort of fussy, gay kind of stereotype. But he was very low energy.
Yeah.
Unlike Stanley Tucci.
Oh my gosh.
Who was also doing the most.
They really just were doing the most.
So
I mean, I guess they were like the performers.
They were the performers, and in this movie, the wardrobe is Audra McDonald.
Yep.
And the piano, the credenza, is Stanley Tucci, and in real life they're married. In the movie, not in real life.
It's like credenza?
That they called him
cadenza.
What's a credenza?
Credenza is like a piece of furniture. It's like a
like a long table.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Cadenza, like a piano, like is like a it's like a musical term.
Anyway, they're married in the movie, and I was like, I want to watch a whole movie about them in Paris being fabulous. I mean, right? Like, how much do you want to see that movie?
Yes.
I felt like it was a really sad thing that they didn't talk about. The wardrobe was stuck upstairs, and the cadenza was stuck downstairs, and they couldn't be together.
But then she gets downstairs...
by throwing herself down the stairs at the end.
But she lands and is fine.
It was confusing.
Yeah. The movement and the physics of the furniture and things.
Well, I also have a lot of questions. Okay, so when Lumiere is just a candelabra, he has like a base, but then when he's alive, he has feet.
Yeah.
And he just walks. He's basically just like a bronze statue with like candle arms.
Yeah.
And it's really weird.
It is.
And I didn't like it.
No.
I was like, they can already fly around, which we'll talk about. Why? Not just he's hopping on his stand.
I found
that to be very confusing.
You know who was also my second least favorite part of this movie. Emma Watson.
Really?
Maybe not second least, but like...
For me, she was fine.
I guess I was just disappointed because it was like... In the animation...
Oh my god.
You're like...
When she feels her oats on that hillside and those dandelions
oh my god, though,
flying by, I mean, you feel it all. And she's just sowing her oats
I
on
will
that
say,
hill.
I really loved the Sound of Music realness in this movie.
I mean, her voice was fine.
They kind of like, they like auto-tuned it and like drowned it out enough that it was
like helped her out.
Yeah.
Which they, like, it was like the opposite of La La Land where I feel like they hung them out to dry. They were like, you're on your own, we're not even mixing this. Where this was like, oh, let's really, kind of jazz it up.
Yeah. She just doesn't give me a lot. What's she from?
Harry Potter.
Oh, that's why I wouldn't know. That's it?
Well, I mean, have you seen, what else is she? She's kind of famous for being like a fashionista these days. I don't know, she was in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
No, I didn't see that. She seemed kind of dead inside.
It seemed like it was blasé.
Literally her reactions to everything. Like there's this crazy CG, like smorgasbord, like fireworks, Taj Mahal.
That's right.
Like, and she's just kind of like...
Well, I mean, you're staring at a green screen, and Ewan McGregor's probably dancing in front of you with like green balls all over his face, and he's like...
Is he even? I doubt he...
It's like she's probably trying not to laugh, in all honesty. She's probably like, yep, okay, yes. I think trying to act against a lot of green screen. I'm assuming there was a lot of green screen, a lot of like, I've got light balls all over my face, and like, you're supposed to be in love with this LightBallFace. Look like you're in love with it. Look like you're in love with it. Like, I feel like she didn't, it didn't work out for her.
No.
I really am excited to look up the B-roll for this movie because I feel like the waltzing scene is going to be like Dan Stevens on a couple of stilts with the light balls all over his face.
The first cut of the film I saw was just me in a lycra suit on stilts.
So Bill Condon wanted to do practical effects for him.
Wow, that would be great.
And I really would think they should have done that, but...
Is that CG chest?
Because Jesus Christ.
You guys, that CG, he's like in bed, and it's like this stupid furry, like maybe that was practical, but it was terrible.
No, that wasn't. Well, that was because, so I think when they were filming, they had the practical thing on, and then they did...
Like CG stuff over it.
Or somewhat, and then did the stuff over it.
Okay.
Because even though it looked really bad sometimes, it didn't look terrible.
I didn't think it looked terrible at all.
It was sort of stylized enough.
Yeah.
And they kept his eyes.
Yeah.
So it kind of helped.
Because that's like such a big thing.
With the Uncanny Valley or whatever. It was weird. I was like real back and forth on the CGI. Like when they first get to the castle and they're sort of like still objects.
Yes.
But they're kind of doing little moves. It looked great.
Yeah.
It looked really good. And
yeah.
Lumiere didn't have legs. And it was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, now there's this cartoon bronze statue running around.
Honestly, part of my biggest problems with the CG though was the sets. Because like it was this weird thing where they would like when they take her to her room.
Yeah.
And they would come in and they're like, let's pan around and everything is blurry and out of focus. And all that you can really see is like this weird gold
Were they like rose thorns? Like vines?
I was like, why can't I be like gagged over this like
just show me this fucking room.
Yeah, what is like Napoleonic realness?
Give me like what a girl wants, opens up the door.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my suite. Yes, I'm gonna jump up and down on the bed. This is great.
Yeah. Certain things that were better and certain things were not.
Yeah.
But when they got to like them reading books and reciting poetry and like
that was like silly.
But I don't know.
Better,
it
but
worked
I was like,
for me.
He's a beast, guys. Like he just quoted Shakespeare. This is silly bananas.
I don't know. It worked. He was really good for me. I think he was the best part of this movie.
What? Kevin Kline will disagree with you.
Kevin Kline was great.
He was the best part of this goddamn movie. I was like, yes, all of this. Kevin Kline, I love you. I wish you would all the work in the world. Just fabulous. I love Kevin Kline. I love him. back to them being flirty-datey, though.
Yeah.
She did not sit on the floor of the fucking library and fan her skirt out perfectly like she was supposed to, because that's, like, really iconic, and I was mad about it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you better sit down on that floor and fan your skirt. You did not. What
Nope.
happened? I was mad about it.
The costumes in this movie are pretty fabulous.
I loved the costumes.
Like, it starts off and you're like...
We'll put an asterisk there, which
Yeah,
we're
we're
going
gonna
to
get
talk
to.
about, but for the most part...
Yeah, like, it starts off and you're like, yes! Like,
She's
what
got
is
these,
this? Like...
bloomers and, like, all this, like, apron and, like, a hat. It was, like,
Yeah.
really cute. And
Yeah.
the whole town was
Well,
just,
like, the dance before at the castle, you're like, yeah, everything is working.
Yeah,
I'm, like,
yeah.
loving everything. Audra McDonald looks like I don't even know what. I was on board.
a goddess.
Just, like, yes.
Yeah. And then, I mean, literally the only thing you have to get right in a Beauty and the Beast live-action remake is the gold dress. That is all you have to do, and they fucked it up.
They really
What?
did. What were, like, those
I-
weird peplum-y, like...
I was, like, losing my mind because it looked so cheap.
Yeah.
It looked like polycrepe to sheen. It's like polyester! It's polycrepe to sheen! It was like an overskirt with, like, Roman shades, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Of, like
but, like,
voluminous Roman shades.
yeah. It also just, like, wasn't magical. It wasn't, like, a magical take-your-breath-away moment.
No, it was not like, oh, yes, that dress. It was like, oh.
Well, and it was weird even the way that it was, like, shot and
Wasn't
presented
really-
was that it wasn't, like, a ta-da. Like, you want it to be this moment where it's, like... And oh my God, she and he, like, they look fabulous, and she's, like, in this dress, and it's
Yeah,
like, you're like,
yeah.
yes! And instead it was just kind of like, and here we are, okay, let's go dance. Oh, okay.
Like, maybe it needed to be, like, satin, you know? Like, more like King and I, right? Like,
Right.
Like, it needed to be huge.
Yeah.
She's so petite, though. I don't know. It was bad. It
Well,
didn't-
that's when I started to think, she was the wrong person for this role.
Like, I feel like the only other alternative would be, like, going the other route and getting, like, Selena Gomez or, like, Demi
no.
Lovato or something.
No.
Get some total nobody.
Give me Leni Carvalho.
Wait. You just completely fixed this movie. Wait, that's, like, who needed to play her, though. Like, you just nailed it. And she's the right age. It would have been perfect. I mean, then it would have been real weird rapey, because, like, Dan Stevens is much, much more...
I also would have recast him, but...
Absolutely. Well, you know who was supposed to play him?
Who?
Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
He can sing better than Ryan Gosling.
Yes. Can we talk about how there was that whole weird scene where the Beast takes Belle to Paris in the past?
Not only is there a magic mirror, there's also a magic book.
Yeah.
Where you can imagine the place you want to go, and then you're just there.
Yeah.
And she goes to where her mom and dad used to live in Paris in a windmill.
Yep.
And all of the
It was
artifacts
a Moulin Rouge.
of her childhood are still there.
Yeah.
Where her mom died of the plague. I feel like there's some red flags.
She legit brings back a rose baby
Rattle?
rattle.
I think it was a rattle.
Yeah. And she's like, look, Papa, I have this. And you're like, look, Papa, I just gave you bubonic plague.
Fuck this village. I'm gonna live in my castle.
Right?
Because it shows the mom, like, kiss the rattle. It was
Before she dies.
of the plague.
Maybe there's like a time period where
stamp.
it like dies
Because
off.
obviously it was like 18 years later at least or something.
But like, I think it lasts longer.
It is the plague.
Like, I'm pretty sure they've like unearthed the plague and they're like, we have to be careful.
Like, ah, look out! Why was she having flashbacks from her infancy? She would have no idea that happened. Was it like the magic of the book? It like flashes back and it's like,
That's true.
There's a plague doctor. There's my mom. She kissed the rose. I remember this being a rattle. Then they show her as a baby. And I was like, whose perspective is this?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it's just the magic of the book.
It was the magic of the book, sure.
I just don't know why that scene had to be in there.
And I thought, because she takes the rattle,
Mm-hmm.
and then later when they're locked in the asylum, I thought, oh, is the rattle going to be the thing that picks the lock?
Right, no, that wasn't it.
No, it's inconsequential.
Yep. Yep. Just gave everyone plague.
Fuck that town.
Let it burn. As I walk down my red carpet.
Yeah. We haven't talked about
LeFou.
and Gaston.
I liked Gaston.
Well, I always like Gaston as a character.
Sure.
Like, obviously, he's disgusting and, like, you're, like, gross, get away from me. But, like...
It's, like, a fun thing, because it's,
as
like...
a character, it's a funny switch on that perspective of, like, the handsome guy who's, like, you know, it's
Right.
like, oh, he would be a narcissistic asshole who's, like, dumb and all this stuff.
Well, and you know what's nice about it is that it really, like, unsubtly points it out. Mm-hmm. That it's just like, oh, look at toxic masculinity.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
And I always liked that as a kid.
Yeah.
And I liked that there was, usually in the Disney movies, there's not, like, a second suitor. Right?
Right.
It's the prince and, like, my hardship or whatever. It's not like, oh, but there's this other option.
Right.
That, like, is maybe more, like, looked better on by society. And, like, oh, I'm weighing these as a woman or whatever. So I always found that to be kind of, like, interesting. So he's played by Luke Evans, who was the husband... in Girl on a Train. The husband of the woman who's missing.
Yeah. He's hot in that, in Girl on the Train.
And he was not hot in this. Like, he was perfectly fine, but it didn't look right.
I wanted him to be beefier.
Beefier, for sure.
I wanted him to be a little bit more, like, Chris Hemsworthy.
Yes. Wait a minute.
I don't know if he can sing. I thought about it in the movie. I was like, Chris Hemsworth.
Was he in Into the Woods? No.
No, that was Chris Pine.
Pine.
Yeah, I don't know if Chris Hemsworth can sing or not.
Probably not.
Probably
I'm gonna say
not.
Probably not.
And Deborah's moving on.
And, like, the whole thing when he's proposing to Belle, which in that scene was a real throwaway, and I was kind of mad about it.
I was kind of mad about it too because...
That's such a good scene.
Well, he has, like, a whole thing where he's like, oh, just picture this, you're gonna, like, and she's like, no.
Yeah, that's such a great Gaston scene, and this was just, like, she was kind of walking out the door.
Yeah, she's like, no, leave me alone, bye.
The sort of ridiculousness of how huge he is in the cartoon didn't happen here.
So you're saying it needed to be Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, basically it needed to be Hugh Jackman. Or I was picturing, I would have hated this, but, like, The Rock. Like, it would have been absolutely terrible.
Vin Diesel?
No, oh God, no. He's not handsome at all. He's a weird baby face. Stop it. No. Although, would I enjoy seeing Vin Diesel in one of those stupid wigs with a ponytail? Yes.
That's getting photoshopped immediately.
I would really, really enjoy that. So, they did a lot more sort of coloring in the lines with Gaston in this one.
Yeah.
They talk about he was in the war, back in the war days or whatever, and there's like a running theme of like, he liked the war and the widows, and like that was kind of funny and, but like kind of gross.
Well, it was kind of gross too because it wouldn't be like the widows, I guess it would be like the widows that I raped and pillaged, like, you know, it was like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about how consensual it was with the widows. I mean, maybe they're sad and lonely and he's hot. If it's consensual, I'm on board. If it's not, I am not. But LeFou and him definitely fucked during the war. I mean, that happened, right?
Yeah, there was...
Like, they were, like, war gay, right? Like,
there was...
that happened. Like, LeFou helped him out.
Yes.
In the long nights.
Exactly.
Like, Gaston has justified it in his head that it wasn't that.
Yeah, it was not like a relationship, like, we only fuck because it's the war. It was like, I'm gonna fuck you now because there's no one else to fuck. It was an interesting thing. LeFou would go around in the bar, like, paying people to, like, praise him.
Yes, it was much more, because in the cartoon it's much more like, we're just all dumb together and we all really love Gaston.
Yeah.
And this was much more like, we're gonna stroke his ego because he is a psychopath. And he is a crazy person.
A little bit.
I mean, the final fight scene was real wacky.
It was awful.
It was a lot of, like, hippity hopping.
Yeah, the beast was just like, I'm gonna fly from this tower.
It felt very like the new Alice in Wonderland-y, where it was just like, I'm jumping around and things are falling, but, like, the castle was, like, decrepit. And
it's just like, why?
It would have been so much more emotional if they were all on the same platform. You know, like in this one, like when I really felt like upset and like emotions about how sad I am because he stabs him in the side. And oh my God, it was really sad. And then she's really sad about it. Can we talk about the cartoon for like a minute?
Sure.
Can we talk about how I never realized it until this viewing, but Belle, the voice actress of Belle, is doing like a Judy Garland. Papa! I didn't even get to say goodbye to Papa!
Please, Gaston, I can't. I have to get home to help my father.
You know who else was doing a Judy Garland bit in this movie?
Oh.
The Beast in his musical number.
Oh my god. Wait, I mean, that was like so...
I'll never forget her forever.
That was so weird.
It was so weird.
He keeps going upstairs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like an endless amount. I mean, it was like an Escher painting or something. It was just like, he's going up these stairs, and then he's going to talk outside of this door that doesn't have a window. And then he's going to go up these stairs, and then he's going to talk outside this window. And it was like a lot. I didn't hate that song.
No, it was just weird.
Looking at him walking around singing and dancing as the CG Beast was nothing less than hilarious.
Right?
So I was like, I kind of wish I was just listening to this song.
Yeah.
Maybe do it in like a shadowy...
It should have been like a thought piece in the garden. Oh, she's gone.
Yeah.
He ran after her, but she was gone.
The whole song
and
was
now
about,
he's
like,
in the garden.
Open door. There was a lot of talk of like, I'm waiting at this open door or something. There was a lot of...
There could have been a gate.
Sure.
I don't know.
Something.
It needed to be a little bit less, like, dramatic. It was just this, like, melodrama of, like,
It felt like Phantom of the Opera. We didn't talk, I feel like, enough about LeFou.
No, we haven't at all.
So
LeFou is singing, no one's but like Gaston.
No one's neck is incredibly thick like Gaston.
And then he, like, snaps someone's neck, but, like, into place like a chiropractor.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was weird. I felt that this was when I really was like, oh, they didn't do any kind of choreography. Like, Josh Gad was basically, like, huffing and puffing and, like, falling over and not...
He wasn't my favorite.
He wasn't my favorite. He sings the Tom, Dick, and Stanley line.
And they show Tom, Dick, and Stanley.
Tom, Dick, and Stanley.
Yep.
And then we both were like, Stanley is gay. LeFou. Get it.
And then they do!
And then at the end, the wardrobe makes them all over. The wardrobe, like, everyone's fighting in the castle, and she's like, whoa! Oh, no, that's more Joanne Worley. Woo! And the ribbons come out, and she drags them up.
Powders, yeah.
And then the two other guys are horrified at their
Stanley's just like,
and Stanley's like,
pretty fat bones.
Oh wait, I like it.
And then they're at the ball and they're dancing, and LeFou is dancing with this woman. You're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, just kidding. And then they dance, and it was great.
And he's with Stanley.
I love that.
Yeah.
And fuck everyone out there who's like, meh. I think it's great, and I'm excited because, like, that means that some child is gonna grow up being like, oh look, I can get a semi-happy ending. I can't be a prince or a princess, but I can at least be, like, a poor person who worships the prince.
I could be someone's sex slave in the war.
Baby steps. Can I talk about the most emotional moment in this movie for me?
What was it?
When Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts.
Oh, it was like, Chip!
Everyone's turning, like, into inanimate objects.
Yes.
And she's like, where is my 5-year-old son? I was like, I knew that she was going to, but like...
And then Chip is like, Mom!
Oh my god!
And his saucer breaks, which I guess is just like his skateboard. It's not part of him.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is he crippled? Because if Stanley
Like,
Tucci lost all of his teeth because he lost his keys...
So does that mean that, like, he's in a wheelchair now? Not addressed.
That's fine.
Also, there seems to be a Mr. Potts that was living in town.
Yeah.
But then Emma Thompson really gives the eyes to Kevin Kline at the end and is like, hey, come up and see me sometime. And I was like, what's going on here?
I was like, I'm on board for this.
But like, yes, but also I think you have a husband.
Can we have like a late life romance movie between Kevin Kline and Emma Thompson?
Okay, this is what it is. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be a takeoff of Persuasion.
Okay.
But you know the plot of Persuasion is like the couple that was in love, then they got separated, and then they find each other again. AKA
the Carol Channing real life story.
Sure. So
if you guys haven't watched the Carol Channing documentary, you need to watch it.
So that's what it is. They were in love when they were young. I mean, it could be an Age of Adeline situation where it's, I mean, there's no magic, and Blake Lively is not there, but they were young and in love, and it was the 60s, and it was sort of sexy and like, yeah, and then like, oh no, they had to break up for whatever reason, and then they find each other again. Maybe it's through Facebook, who knows, I don't know, and then they have like a real sexy, like, late in life romance. I am so on board for this.
I am 1000% on board.
Would it take place in England or in America?
Both.
I feel like he
moved and lives in America.
Yeah.
But she still lives in England. They met in England.
And he goes back because he's like he finds a picture, or he's remembering the past or something, and so his kids are like, Dad, just go have a you time, because his wife just died or something, or she's been dead and he hasn't gotten over it. Wait a minute. Yes. 100% on board for
I want this movie right now.
So, anyway, Beauty and the Beast. Can we talk about Philippe? Oh my god, Philippe, the horse!
The horse.
Philippe was the star. Philippe gets it. Yeah. He was just like, oh, I fully understand English. I'm going to take you to where you need to go. No
oh, you want me to take you where your father was captured and where I was almost murdered? Sure.
Philippe, where's Papa? Papa's missing. What are we gonna do?
You didn't even let me say goodbye. I'll never see him again.
The barn's washed out. How are we gonna put on the show? Thank you. I mean, it was like really good. It was like really good.
It didn't quite click.
No. You're right. There was a lack of magic.
Which is how I feel about all of these.
Yeah.
Like Cinderella particularly. I much more enjoyed this movie than Cinderella.
Well, so they were gonna just make this not a musical. And Bill Condon was like, are you guys fucking crazy? I mean, don't quote me on that. I don't think that was his exact quote. I think his quote was, how are you gonna do Beauty and the Beast and not do Be Our Guest? He was like, what? Like, you're insane. And I'm like, yeah. Because I feel like the new Cinderella I would have enjoyed much more if it had music.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't care if there are CG mice, if they're singing Cinderella, Cinderella, Cinderella.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Come on. Just because it's live action doesn't mean it has to be super serious.
No.
You know, and I think that's been the problem they've taken with some of these. The magic is what the real big thing is, and they haven't quite gotten there. But this was much closer.
There was moments.
There were moments that were magical.
Where I was like, oh, I'm into this. And then I would be like, I am not into this. They really lost me at Be Our Guest.
Be Our Guest.
That was when I was like, what is this?
I did love the Busby Berkeley references and whatever.
That's straight up just like ripped from, like, it was like everything that I found magical about this one was something they just copied from the cartoon.
Which is fine.
Which is fine, but I was like, ooh, but everything else wasn't magical.
Right.
Can we talk about the absolute funniest part in the whole movie where I died and then I couldn't recover? They're like flirty with each other, and then she's like, there may be something there that wasn't there before, and then she throws the snowball at him.
Oh, that's right.
And then he picks up a huge fucking boulder-sized snowball and throws it directly into her face.
And she just like falls down,
over,
like knocked out.
And I died. It was like a hilariously broad physical comedy. Like, I was like, what movie is this right now? Like, she definitely needed to go to the hospital.
Right?
Like, it was just like, and it was shot so funny. Like, you are the snowball following it, and it's just like, boom, and she's like, so at the very end of the movie, they're at the waltz, and it's like, we're in love, da 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 da. And she goes, did you ever think about maybe growing a beard? And it's like, oh, you missed that beast. You liked it. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
You were into it. And so she's like, did you ever think about growing a beard? And then there's a hilariously 80-yard, like, fake growl noise that he makes.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I remember that.
Or whatever, yeah. And you're like, what's this? What movie is this? They're definitely having, like, dirty sex up in the West Wing. Like, it's happening. She's into it. And it's getting kinky. So when we watched the cartoon again, we were figuring out the timeline, because at the beginning there's a whole voiceover by the Enchantress. She's like, the Rose would die on his 21st birthday, and if he didn't find love before that, right? And so we're like, oh, so how old was he? Wait, what? And then we noticed that in Be Our Guest, Jerry Orbach sings, 10 years we've been rusting, needing so much more than dusting. And we were like, wait. So he was 11? When this witch decided that he was a brat and that he needed to be turned into a beast? Also, the cartoon and this movie posit that a woman the age of Angela Lansbury or Emma Thompson would have a 5-year-old son. And it seemed weird. Was he adopted? What was going on there?
I had fun in this movie. I honestly enjoyed it. There were problems for sure.
Yeah.
But like,
I thought I would hate it. It was like a cherished part of my childhood.
Yeah.
So I was really concerned. I didn't hate it. It was like fun in parts. It was like what's going on in parts. I probably wouldn't watch it again. Like I would just watch the cartoon.
Yeah.
If it was like on and we were drinking and we were like gonna like talk about it and then like maybe just stay until the snowball hits her directly in the face. I like can't wait to make a gif of that snowball hitting her right in the face.
Yes.
Because it's gonna be magical. The moment it happened, I laughed so hard and then I said, oh boy, I can't wait to gif that. It's gonna be great.
Cheers. Cheers to Emma Watson getting pummeled in the face.
Pummeled! Directly in the face.